Hey guys, and welcome back to Accountability Angel. In today's video, we are doing nothing other than doing a show and tell from the two freedom camps I have been to, mainly Grundy County, but also I've been spending some time in LaSalle County before and after going to my ultimate destination, which is either Grundy County Jail or home. For starters, we have this. This is what you receive when you fail to give fingerprints when they would like you to comply. And it's not that I refuse to, it's that I wanted to know which law and statute requires me to do so, and they said they would provide that, but they eventually got the judge's order making me. So at the Grundy County Jail, you can purchase sketch pads on commissary. Now commissary professional. Their Pop-Tarts are fire. They kind of are. But anyway, each week I kind of do my own little sketch pad and fill it out with what I'm doing. I do a lot of writing while I'm in there for later use. So that's that part. Another item you can purchase, I believe it's like maybe $1 or $2, is this little palm brush. This is the worst thing ever. You might as well use the combs they give you for free. Well, actually, I'm paying for like $300 towards jail time. So really, I don't know. But yeah, this is terrible. Everything stays in it. You can't get it cleaned out right. Their shampoo, I don't know. It just won't come out of your hair right. It's terrible. So yeah, don't ever buy one of these. Actually, just don't go to jail. All right, this next one is very important. I will show you LaSalle County first. Toilet paper. Very important thing when you have nowhere else to go but there. LaSalle County, pretty high quality. Not too bad for Freedom Camp, right? Right? Can barely see me through it. Kind of. Now, Grundy County. And I think a lot of good things about Grundy County. But the toilet paper isn't one of them. Terrible quality. Terrible. Awful. But that's what you get in Freedom Camp. So as some of you know, on Sunday evenings, I typically go there at the time where I'm fed dinner, which is always contains cornbread that is extremely dry. Actually, I had to tell them this time that I've never gagged on a brownie before. But this weekend I did. But yeah, at the LaSalle County Jail. And they also give you juice. And the juice is where you fill your own cup up with the sink water fountain pooper water, and then you put this colorless grape stuff in there. I'm assuming that something similar to this is what they make the disgusting juice out of in LaSalle County or in Grundy County. But yeah, I don't know because I don't mix it myself. This next one is my big screw you to Tara Hyde, who threatened harm against me from LaSalle County, as well as anybody that was directly involved with my malicious prosecution and false arrest. Since my safety was jeopardized and I have to go to another location, Grundy, because of that reason, I not only get plenty of TV time, which I mean, I'm not huge on TV, but when you're in there, that's, you need it. As many of you probably don't know, LaSalle County, for new people, is under 23-hour lockdown. So you're locked in that little cell with nothing to do for 23 hours a day. And that's what would be happening to me constantly had I not been moved to a different location. And also, I wouldn't have this bad boy. Unfortunately, I'm a smoker. I do plan to, after this coming weekend, try to just continue on because, I mean, I do fine in there without it. But anyway, yeah, this is called e-cig for inmate. That's their little brand. This is berry flavored. But if I was in LaSalle County, I wouldn't be getting it. So for $12, you can at least have that, a little bit of something. So thank you, Tara Hyde, for threatening my safety and sending me to a way better jail. Now, let's talk feminine products. In LaSalle County Jail, your options are this little thin pad, right? If there's women watching this, what kind of quality this is. Not good. And I did find out during this past weekend 4, that there are randomly tampons, even though they tell you you're not allowed to have tampons. But they are the cardboard ones, which are terrible. And oddly enough, they did finally give me my own sack to put it in. But they eventually took the sack and the tampon back when they realized I was going to use it for show and tell, pretty much. But anyway, last weekend when I was kind of just inquiring, messing around with them, Officer Lynch, I believe his name was, he came up because I was like, oh, if I needed to use my stuff. And what the COs had to do was open the little thing where the meal trays come in through the door and hold this clear plastic little thin bag, which would rip so eat Dollar Tree quality, probably less than that, AliExpress. And they hold it there for you to put your stuff in, with all your glory all over it, being that it's this. And it was just completely weird and unsanitary. Now, in Grundy County, you get a little bit better quality of these. As you can tell, they're thicker. And they also, I know most of you are men on here, but not all of you. They're more absorbent. They're actual useful pads. And you also get tampons. And if you look at these, you should have seen how red, what's his name, Officer Wheatonkamp got when I casually asked him about it. But then, unfortunately, I had to really ask for him then. But yeah, we got this and, oh shoot, what? They're plastic. They're not honestly, they're not the best, but they're tampons nonetheless. They give you your, I don't know. If you know, you know. But anyway, you can shove it up your nose for a bloody nose. You can do whatever you need to, I guess. I don't know why I did that. And you know what they give you? Oh, and this was LaSalle County's reasoning for not giving you a biohazard bag or something like that was that you could do things to yourself with it. You know what I mean? Do things. But in Grundy, you get this whole bag. This is actually the same bag they gave me for puking when Unterborn was shoving me into a PTSD panic attack. They ultimately took my bag away. Serena did. It's a long story. We have to. I really don't want to do the video until I'm done, but I might have to. Serena and I have had conversations more positive since then. Luckily, he was officer in charge on a bad night. But yeah, this is what you get to put your lady stuff in. Now, for Grundy County, for your shave lotion, your shampoo, and your body wash, you get this little bad boy. I don't know how often they normally get them, but for me, I get them every weekend. I have since ordered my own stuff because this is the stuff I was talking about with that little brush that just leaves. I don't know what the deal is, but it just won't go away from your hair. It's just terrible stuff. But I mean, you can use it for various things, allegedly. Now, over the past 4 weeks, the little gift bags they give me when you arrive kind of vary a little bit. Maybe the combs are a little different, or we got this tiny little itty bitty, that long, deodorant, or on other times you get, actually I got two right here, you get these bigger deodorants. Now I went and paid almost $6 for that $1.25 Suave, the powder one, deodorant. But this stuff, you don't stink like ass, but you gotta reapply it a ton of times, and you feel I don't know. It just, I don't know. No wonder everybody stinks in jail, or in freedom camp. But yeah, so that, or, I mean, look at the size difference. Anyway, now in LaSalle County, I get this Charm Tex shave gel and body wash, as well as you get a tiny little itty bitty bar of soap. I actually received several of them. I believe I forgot my stuff that I had in this little cup on the way out the door because I was too busy blabbing my lips. As anybody knows, I'm actually pretty quiet, but when the situation arises and I got a lot to say about the situation, so therefore I'm a little less quiet. But yeah, this is, I'm only in there for a few hours, so I don't know if that's why they only give me that little bit or what. And then some Charm Tex baby deodorant. I noticed that on both of these, see, this one's a different brand, but they both I noticed that when I was in there, you can't really see it. There's almost like water, oh, it wasn't in front of the camera. But there's almost like a liquid in there. I haven't used these, but yeah. All right, now at the Grundy County Freedom Camp, the toothpaste or toothbrush you can expect is about, I don't know, about as long as my pointer finger, roughly. It's nice and soft bristled, not the best, but actually it's better quality than the one that was a tiny bit longer that I had. And then at LaSalle County, this one's a little more firm, like it's like one of those medium or whatever toothbrushes. It has that tongue thing on there, so that's kind of cool. And it's substantially shorter. You can see that. So yeah, LaSalle County toothbrush, Grundy County toothbrush. I'm rather bummed out I forgot that cup because I had one of the pencils in there. But at Grundy County, here is the toothpaste you can expect. Terrible, terrible toothpaste, terrible. Actually, I have 3 of them right here from over the weeks. This is the toothpaste you receive at LaSalle County. I actually did receive, I believe, the same toothpaste one of the times at Grundy County. And handy dandy comb. Got these little combs. Very bendy. You get a nasty knot, you're going to snap it in half. If any females know what I'm talking about. And here is the comb from Grundy. They're very similar. Literally almost the exact comb. Very bendy and low quality. All right, and then since the little mini short colored pencils have been out of stock on commissary for weeks, but actually they were not out of stock when I just reordered everything, and they're only like $3.99. I'm not really artsy or nothing, but I wanted to at least have like a variety of things to use. I've been using a lot of flex pens, and actually they're really weird to get used to writing with, but actually they're kind of cool. So I have a couple of those here, and multiple back at Freedom Camp. But another thing from Grundy County, because those are from Grundy, I actually use a tiny short little pencil with no eraser at LaSalle County when I leave them their notes and their scavenger hunts. And, like I said, there's nothing to do there for those couple hours. So yes, do I have fun with the COs? You're damn right I do. Okay. I want you guys to pay close attention on commissary. For like a little under $2, you can buy a 20-ounce bottle of water. And I have to, because you guys know I'm bougie with water. Well, the first week, actually, sorry guys, knocked my whole phone down trying to do that, so I had to get reset up. Anyway, this is the exact bottle of water that I got like the first week. I hope you can see it good. As you guys know, I've been saving stuff just to do this, just because I'm weird. Anyway, so 20 ounces, and that's what people are paying for, almost $2 for 20 ounces. I think it's $1.89. I don't know. I saved all my stuff. But now we are getting these, which number 1, I don't like purified water. But number 2, I can't be too whiny. But if you notice really closely, it's 16.9 ounces. So people are paying for a 20-ounce bottle, but actually getting 16.9 ounces. Me, I ordered 3 bottles of water and a Diet Dr. Pepper and purple Gatorade this past week. So that adds up, especially for people that are actually in there long term. So Grundy County, I did bring the issue up. Not that it's a major issue, but nonetheless, just something to note to a certain CO. Probably the last CO I should have ever brought it up to, and I knew that ahead of time. Because pretty much not my job type deal. But whatever, it's just the principle. At least somebody's been told. So yeah, if your loved one's in the Grundy County Jail, they are getting 16.9 for the past 2 weeks. We've gotten these ones. So yeah, just something to think about. And lastly, as many of you know, the vast majority of everybody I've dealt with in LaSalle County Freedom Camp, including the sergeant, all the COs, most of the people that have transported me, besides the time with Miller, terrible woman, but everybody else has been fine, no problems. Actually, not this past weekend, but weekend 3, because I was on 3 of 6, right? Got 2 more to go after this weekend, or 2 more, including this coming weekend. So however you want to call that. But one of those prayer dolls just went off randomly. Anyway, I need Jesus. But this, you can't really tell because I was using that tiny little pencil, so it's hard to read. But I was actually like writing out the states just as something to pass my time because, like I said, I don't get access to any of my stuff in LaSalle County. Even like my Freedom Camp journals, all that, they keep it while I'm in there. So I have to just beg the COs for pencils and paper. Well, anyway, not beg, they're cool. You know, they give me no problem. Actually, Lieutenant Wolford's son, Dylan, he's got this mullet. Real cool kid. Cool as shit, actually. But him, Officer Lynch, and Sergeant Kessler, I originally gave it to the boys because I got to number 41, and I couldn't get any more after that. My 41st was Texas. Anyway, so it was cool. I didn't think they were actually going to do it, but I was like, can you guys try to finish this for me? And you know what? They did. They did. We got all 50, a collective team effort. So that was kind of cool, you know. I can't say too much bad about how I've been treated there, really, and I'm proud for that. I think their whole lockdown thing is absolutely obnoxious, and I'm very freaking blessed that I am in Grundy County, number 1, safe. Number 2, I'd go insane. I mean, I literally have to do scavenger hunts and do weird stuff just to occupy my brain, because if not, I'd be just an anxious freaking mess, which is the story of my life. But anyway, so yeah, I can't say too bad about LaSalle County in that respect at this point. Obviously, it sucks that like all the situations have collaborated, but really, such a good learning experience. I almost wish though, like it'd be kind of cool to be in Gen Pop and just kind of like see things from that perspective, I guess. But nonetheless, I'm not glad to be there, but I'm making the best of it, and I will continue to do so for the next 2 weekends. You know, it mentally, it's a little draining, but actually it's a lot less draining on me than I thought would be. It would be, and I very much think that's based on the people that they have in there, particularly Grundy County. They have a lot of great people working there. So yeah, and there is more updates when it comes to Unterburn situation. I'm not going to get too far into that right at this point. I'm going to try and let it play out. But unfortunately, when I did file a FOIA request, regarding the past 12 months worth of grievances, I believe on the 5th, it was the day I went to the Grundy County Jail and the sheriff's office and stuff, and my brother was there. I received the response back, and there was no record of any grievances filed, which was strange because I definitely filed mine against Unterborn. So that'll be for a later day, though. I hope you guys enjoyed the little show and tell. I did. Unfortunately, I forgot those last items from LaSalle County Jail. Really bummed out about that. I didn't even realize until I was looking for them. I'm like, oh, dang, because I had all the stuff kind of together. But apparently not together enough, and I was too excited to get out of there to notice I left my stuff. Anyway, that's all we have for today. I hope you guys like show and tell. I will be updating further. I will not be out filming this week as I originally planned because once I got home, one of my littles was sick, so she has been home for 2 days from school, which means Mom has had to completely rearrange her schedule. All right, so be prepared for more. Be safe, stay out of Freedom Camp, don't get yourself kidnapped while trying to turn an officer complaint form. And if an officer or anybody at all, government-wise, batters you, I highly, highly encourage you to fall to the ground and break your neck before standing in place, because you will have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars to clear your name. And just so we are very clear, I have never in my life heard of any place that would ever accuse somebody of battering one of their officers, one of their government employees, when clearly I would have known that Jim Knoblauch was one of those, and then charge you with regular old battery. And if that's the case, then that's really not doing justice for the people that work for you. And obviously, we all know that it was completely set up, and for whatever reason, they chose to do it that way. Obviously, I'm glad for that, because then If it was aggravated battery, that'd be felony charges. But it's just amazing. It's amazing what they get away with. But it's not over yet. We got acquitted for one. We are in appeals for the other three. And my freedom camp's almost over. I got 2 weeks left. So, yeah, that's what we got for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Tell your friends. Bye.